Another unboxing and short review video of one of my Black Friday purchases for 2024. This is the cheapest 50 amp hour 48 volt battery I could find on Amazon. It was $270 shipped. So it's 50 amp hours or 2,560 watt hours, and it's in a metal case. It's not a server rack battery or anything like that, it's just kind of like a standalone metal battery. So we'll see if it's any good or not. And I couldn't resist for 270 bucks. So I can't say the packing material is very thick. It's maybe half inch, 3/4 inch if you're lucky. More like half inch, so I'm pretty sure. But we'll get it out, see what she looks like. Well, despite the thin packaging, it came through unscathed. It is pretty thick metal, I will give it that. There is, unfortunately, a warranty sticker on there. Not a very good one, but it may prevent me from getting inside. You got your specs on the side. The listing on Amazon showed it as 70 amp BMS, which I thought was odd considering both DC House and also EcoWorthy sell a very similar battery here at the 50 amp BMS, and obviously the information on the website was incorrect. It is a 50 amp BMS. It is 2,560 watt hours, and it has these nice terminal covers that pop off to cover up your battery connections, which I like. So conveniently, my PacWow 20 amp charger arrived yesterday, the same day as this came in, and I'm going to go ahead and try that new charger out on this new battery, and we'll see how long it takes to charge up. I did cover the serial number with electrical tape to protect myself from the manufacturer if they chose to look me up. But let me hook her up and we'll see how she does. Well, looks like it was shipped at 52.9 or 8 volts here, which is about 70% state of charge. So I should be able to take another 30% or so before the BMS cuts it off. Well, I have the LITHINENG, or however you pronounce it, on charge currently. It's charging its 20 amps here currently, close enough, and seems to be taking the charge fine so far. So we'll see how she does. Considering it was at about 70% state of charge when I checked the voltage initially here, we'll see how many amp hours it takes to actually charge this thing to full capacity. Uh-oh. Someone didn't put their warranty sticker on very well. Charge is done. It took 22.8 amp hours to charge it, so I guess it wasn't at 70%. I really have the capacity tester hooked up now. It's going to take quite a while considering this is limited to 185 watts, but we'll get there eventually here. Well, the results are in, and it is 52.36 amp hours or 2,718 watt hours. And it only took 15 hours to run the test. So this is a low C test. This thing pulls like 3 amps or so, so it's not close to 0.2 C or anything like that, so keep that in mind. Alright, well, this thing's at a low state of charge. I think I'm going to pop the cover off here. I'll take a quick look inside. I'm not going to take it completely apart because I would like to actually use it. I did pay my own money for this, but we can at least take a look inside and see if it's janky or not. Well, unfortunately, it looks like this is glued down as well as being screwed down. So I tried prying on it gently, but I pretty much lifted the whole thing up off the table with my fingernails and pried gently with the screwdriver, trying to mark it up at all, and it is not budging at all. So, sorry, I guess it's staying closed. If you look closely, you can see the rubber ooze around the screw holes here. So it looks like they did actually use something like RTV to glue the lid down before they screwed it. So without some effort, this is definitely not coming off. which is interesting because a lot of the other batteries I see in this form factor have lids that come off easily. So I guess they went the extra mile on this one and sealed it up extra tight for water protection or something. Who knows? I did notice something that I missed here on the initial look over. This little foot here is bent up, so I guess it did not come through unscathed after all. Well, I got the power going again here, trying to charge this thing back up. We'll see if the capacity on this thing matches what my capacity meter showed. The charge is complete, and the charger agrees with the discharge tester. It's just over 52 amp hours capacity. Note that this is at a 20 amp charge rate versus a 3.4 amp discharge rate with the tester. I did notice this warning on the side here that says do not charge below 0 degrees centigrade or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. That tells me this battery may not have low temperature charge protection, so I would not be using this battery in a cold environment where it might get below freezing. So what do I think of the LITHINENG or LITHINENG or however you pronounce it? Well, it seems like a decent cheap battery from what I can see. I couldn't get into it to see what the cells look like, to see if they were used or what the internal construction looks like, because the lid is glued shut basically. But for $270 for the capacity, I don't really see an issue with it. The only problem you can really run into here is there is no comms on this, so it's basically one big dumb battery. But the metal case is extremely durable. It's not thin sheet metal, it's thick. So, and it's it may only be 50 amp hours, but it's a lot easier to carry than a 100 amp hour battery like that thing over there. So I mostly bought this, A, because it's cheap, and B, because I wanted something I could take with me if I needed to with the Pecron to add a little extra capacity to it. Because I can plug this straight into the MPPT on the Pecron and it will charge it that way. So it won't charge the other direction, obviously. It's a one-way deal, but at least if I have a charger with me like that one, I can plug it into the Pecron if I have a lot of solar and charge this battery back up. So it kind of depends on what you want. Do you want cheap as possible and don't care about comms? I think it's great. If you can find it on Amazon for 270 bucks like I did, I would say go for it. There is the downside of the poor packing material resulting in the dinged up feet, but most people won't need the feet anyway. I think that most of us will just sit on a shelf somewhere in a stack and leave it alone but the feet are there if you need it, like if you need to put in an RV or something and don't want to make sure it doesn't come flying forward in an accident. Hey, you'll have a way to bolt them down. So I will put this into my stack of batteries on my main system downstairs, and we'll see how it does long term here as part of my main battery bank. If anything happens with this battery while it's in my battery bank, I will make an update video. But for now, my Puma's just going to live there quietly, and I will only need to pull it out during emergencies if I need to take it with me with that thing. Alright, thanks for watching.